All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. We're joined by KeAndre Lambert-Smith. Again, as always, if you have a question, just use the raise your hand function. I'll ask you to unmute, and then you can ask your question for KeAndre. So let us begin. We'll go to Tyler Donahue, followed by Rich Garcelle.
Good afternoon, KeAndre. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm well, thank you. I'm wondering, coming out of your sophomore year, what did you feel like you were most proud of that you accomplished in 2021? And where were you maybe unsatisfied, parts of your game or elements of what you were doing?
Can you repeat that first part?
Yeah, last year as a sophomore coming out of the year, what were you most proud of from 2021 individually? And where did you feel like maybe you had the most room for improvement coming out?
Well, I'll definitely say I was the most proud of, as I always said, my mental side of the game. I know as a freshman I came in, I wasn't very mentally strong. I let a lot of stuff get to me, and I realized going into my sophomore year, I did way better with that. And I realized there's still room for improvement. So I feel like going into my third year, it's still areas I can get better in that state. And then just like I said, my ability with the ball in my hands, being more explosive, making more plays for the team.
Rich Garcelle, followed by Seth Engel.
Hi, KeAndre. Thanks for doing this. How would you describe your anticipation for this season? Do you think this is a year in which you can kind of break out?
I definitely feel like it's one of those years, with Han leaving. I feel like my role has increased, and I'm just ready to make plays for the team, building the chemistry with the offense, Sean, and we're ready to make plays.
Seth Engel, followed by Audrey Snyder.
KeAndre, thank you for your time. How has Mitchell Tinsley changed this wide receiver room this season?
I think I really like Mitch. He's brought, number one, a lot of knowledge because he's one of the guys who've been through a lot of the things that we're going through. He come in with a lot of, like I said, knowledge for us. He's a vet, and he brings a lot. He's explosive. I watched him when I first heard we got him, and I instantly fell in love with his game. He's explosive, and he shows it every day. And he's someone you can look at the way he practices, the way he go about himself, and you can model yourself after him. And so like I said, we share a lot of information with each other. So he brought a lot of things, and we just teach and learn from each other. So he's a great addition.
Audrey Snyder, then Mark Brennan.
Hey, KeAndre, thanks for your time. You guys had a scrimmage on Friday, if I believe. How did it go? Who impressed you? Who stood out to you?
A lot of the guys stood out to me. The young receivers stepping up, Trey, Harrison, Caden, I like him, Amari. Everybody pretty much stepped up and playing good.
Go to Mark Brennan, followed by Ben Jones.
KeAndre, this is your second spring under Mike Yursich. How much more comfortable is everybody with the offense and how things are going, considering that a lot of you guys have never been through two springs in a row with one coordinator? Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling when you can come back to the same playbook that you used to and get right back into the same flow. So not learning a new offense, we're not moving, we're not thinking a lot. So for me personally, I'm playing a lot faster because I'm just comfortable with the playbook. I know what I'm doing. I know my assignment. So I'm pretty sure we all feel like that, and it's just helping us click better as an offense.
Ben Jones, and then John Sauter.
KeAndre, what's your assessment so far of how Drew and Bo have looked in practice, and how do younger quarterbacks sort of earn the respect of their receivers?
I think they both look pretty good. I don't really see them as far as the individual, but when it comes to throwing, I think they look good. And they earn our respect by just, coming out and practice, giving their all every day. And I feel like both of them do that. We work out the same with them. We practice with them. So, the bond is going to build, the trust is going to build, and I feel like they're going to be great quarterbacks in the future.
John Sauber, then Spencer Ripchick.
KeAndre, where do you feel like this offense needs to grow most to take the next step in year two under Mike Yursich?
I feel like we can grow overall as a whole, I feel like we all know we didn't have the year we wanted to have last year, as far as when it comes to run game, pass game, everywhere. So I mean, it's room for improvement in every aspect of the offense, as far as passing game, running game. Everybody has room for improvement, and I feel like we're going to get it done.
Go to Spencer and then Nate Bauer.
Hey, KeAndre, what is one thing that Johan Dotson taught you that you've been trying to work in on this spring?
Han used to tell me a lot of different things. So I mean, but one thing that I took from Han is his releases and quickness and just the way he get off the ball. I mean, I watch his film when I was with him. I used to watch my clips and his. I used to just watch the slow-mo, critique his as if it was mine, and just take the little things I could use and put it in my game. So I still do that. When he posts his little videos, I see how he move off the ball. So I mean, I always take the little things from Han and just quickness off the ball.
Nate Bauer, then Zach Allen.
KeAndre, you've been around for a few years. How has Sean Clifford changed over that time, and what's he been like, kind of with you guys this spring?
I mean, he's always been a leader from day one since I got here, but I definitely seen the leadership increase even more and more each year. It just had a bigger impact on the team each year that I've been here, and he looks great. I mean, like I said, we building that chemistry for the third year now, and we're looking to make have a big year this upcoming year.
Zach Allen, then Andrew Destin.
Hey, KeAndre, thanks for doing this. With Johan Dotson going to the draft, who's been a leader in the wide receiver room so far?
I think all the guys who have been here for like 2+ years, me, Jaden, Parker, Malik, so all the guys who came in that 2020 class with me, I feel like it's our room now, and we're the vets in that room. So, I mean, we all took that leadership role on, and, you know, we're just trying to lead the younger guys in the right path.
Andrew Destin and John Patishnock.
KeAndre, I'm curious, you talked about earlier about the mental component of your game and how important that is. From the jump that you made from year 1 to year 2, how important was that, and how important will that be now as you go into year 3 to continue to kind of make those steps forward?
It was definitely important for me because I just look at the game different. I understand I understand what I could get better at. And I just, like I said, I just look at things differently now. So, I mean, for my mental side to get even stronger, I just got to keep realizing what I can get better at, what I am good at, self-talk, like different things that help me out. So going into year 3, just get better at those little things.
John Patishnock, then Max Ralph.
Hey, KeAndre, over the last decade, Penn State has produced a lot of wide receiver talent, both in college, going on to the NFL. How much is that something that you feel in the wide receiver room in terms of, you know, the legacy that players have at Penn State in that position group? Thanks.
I feel like we got a lot of, like you said, a lot of talent came through, and I feel like we got a lot of talent in the room currently. And it's everybody dream to go to the NFL, and I feel like that's what Penn State can do for you. And I feel like that we make it happen here, and I'm excited to see the future.
Max Ralph, and then Tyler Donahue.
Hey, KeAndre, it feels like the 3 or 4 receivers in the room right now all kind of have similar skill sets. You know, you guys have all played out of the slot, a lot of proficiency there. What's that been like this spring, kind of figuring things out positionally for you guys?
Guys have been moving around, trying different things. Like you said, we can all play every position, so it's not like a big difference if a guy gets moved to the slot or outside. So, I mean, and it's better for wideouts to be able to play different positions. It just helps them individually and can help the team. So, I mean, we know what we can do, and we all take that role on.
Tyler Donahue, then Rich Scarcella.
KeAndre, if I could ask you about a couple of your 2020 classmates, Malik Mega, how has he evolved as a receiver versus the athlete who came to campus with you? And Jaden Dotson, what has he done behind the scenes that maybe we haven't been able to see that makes you optimistic about his Penn State future?
So, I mean, starting off with Malik, he's definitely became way more polished, you know, just learning the little things, the little techniques as a wideout. And he's a monster, he's a beast. And once he put all that together and I can see it's coming and he's almost there, he's going to be a great talent. And Jaden, he also is one of them guys who can make plays. And I mean, when he gets his opportunity, he'll make the best of it. and he's one of the guys who have a big future for us too.
Rich Scarcella, then Mark Brennan.
What have you seen from two players this spring, Christian Veyu and Mitchell Tinsley?
So starting with CV. CV, I feel like he's fearless. He's not scared to throw any pass. He's gonna just take his chances, and a lot of times they work out in his favor. So I really like CV. You know, he's confident. He has a little swag to him. I sit next to him in the team meeting, so I'm pretty close to CV. And Mitch, like I said, he brought that veteran feel, a guy who has a lot of knowledge behind him, explosive, and he's pretty good at what he does.
Mark Brennan, then Audrey Snyder.
You know you're a veteran when we're asking you about a bunch of other players, so I'll throw two more out there if you don't mind. Omari and Caden, what have those guys brought to the table? Can you give us a little bit of a scouting report on what fans could expect to see from them in the blue-white game? Thanks.
Yeah, so Omari, he's that fast as advertised. So and he's quick off the ball. He's one of them guys who, once he gets fully polished and become that receiver that he can be, his ceiling is pretty high. Like, releases are crazy off the ball, quickness. And Caden, he's probably a little more polished, and both of the guys pretty good route running, fast, speedy, quick guys. And I'm excited to see both of them in the future.
Audrey Snyder, then Seth Engel.
KeAndre, Katron Allen's a guy that obviously you guys go back a ways. What can you tell us about Katron and kind of how he's looked so far?
Yeah, so my guy, Fat Man, Katron.
Yeah, Fat Man, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's basically been under my wing since he's been here. You know, he's always at my house. You know, I'm just trying to teach him the ways. And as far as practice, I'm not with him 24/7, but whenever I can say little things to him or be next to him, I'm just always trying to give him a little advice here and encourage him here. And we just talk. You know, it's pretty cool playing with somebody who come from your neighborhood, grew up with you for real. So, I mean, I always try to keep him under my wing, and I'm going to try to get him on the right path. Keep him on the right path.
Seth Engel, then Andrew Destin.
KeAndre, how's Parker, handled himself since Johan has left within that room?
Like I said, Parker is another guy who came in my class. So it's time for us to take on that leadership role. And Parker's one of them guys who has taken on that role since Han has been here. Really, it's like we always tried to lead the room and just have a voice in the room. And he's one of those guys who always did that.
Andrew Destin, then Max Rupp.
KeAndre, back in September, right after that Wisconsin game, you're talking about how the game was slowing down for you and that it felt like you were back in high school with, how the game kind of felt. What's it feel like right now playing? Could you walk us through that?
It's still that same feeling, I'm just comfortable. I'm way more comfortable. Like I said, it's year 2 in the same playbook. So I'm not out there thinking too much. I'm not out there playing fast, making plays. So I'm just excited to do it on Saturdays and show everybody what I can really do.
We have time for 3 more questions. We're going to go to Max Ralph and then Tyler Donahue and Mark Brennan. So thank you.
KeAndre, when you talk about the mental aspect and that being a big part for you, do you mean, like, in terms of specifics, do you mean like day-to-day preparation, controlling your emotion on the field? What do you mean specifically by that?
Just controlling my emotion on the field. Well, not even in games, but in practice, just on the field, period. I used to let, like I said, little plays get to me. If I don't start off how I want to, it'll affect me the whole practice. And I realized that it was no positive that came out of that. So I realized, I had to stop it. And I got better with that. And I'm still working on it still. But I know it's something I can improve on.
Tyler Donahue, then Mark Brennan.
KeAndre, I know he didn't recruit you, but you've seen Taylor Stubblefield since day one on the job. How would you describe the way he has maybe move the wide receiver room and the direction where it is now?
He changed our mindset, kind of gave us a competitive mindset, even though I feel like I always had that personally, but I never met a coach who competes with me like as much as he does every day in anything. So, he just brings that energy and that mindset to the room every day. And I feel like a lot of the guys feed off that. And, we try to like model that in our game and what he tells us. So, it's been great having him, and the future's bright.
We'll go to Mark Brennan, and then last question we'll go to Audrey Snyder.
KeAndre, we've seen a lot of some of the veteran guys over in the secondary, but are there any young guys who have kind of stood out to you, going against them in practice every day? Thanks.
So I don't know if Kalen and like Zaki are considered young guys, second year.
Sure.
Yes, I mean, those two guys, I like battling with them every day, especially Kalen, him being a corner. I mean, our lockers on the same road, right? We getting dressed for practice, talking smack to each other, joking around, come in. We talking about like analyzing practice together. I mean, that's what we do daily. So I mean, I like competing with him, and as a key, I can just see him. He like always making plays. He's a guy who's gonna make a play every practice. So I mean, I feel like those two guys ceiling are pretty high. I'm excited to see them.
Go ahead, Audrey. Last question.
Thanks. KeAndre, speaking of making plays, what was the most impressive play that somebody made in a scrimmage this spring? Anything stand out?
I think, it's not a play like right off my head. I know, I don't know. We had a lot of touchdowns, so I can't even. I'm trying to think of like one from a wide out. I can't think of one. I know Mitchell. Like I said, Mitch has some pretty good routes, and I enjoy watching him on the sideline or on the field, whatever.
No crazy catches or anything.
I think Malik had a few deep catches that I like. Nothing crazy that just sticks out right away.
Okay, that's fair. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.